Okay, this meeting is being recorded, and we're back here with another episode of the Day After podcast.
What's up, guys? Hope everyone is liking their kickstart to the summer, wherever summer is. But if you're in the lower hemisphere, from what I understand, it's actually winter. Or I didn't pay attention too well in school. That's a bad on past Ryan, but yeah.
What, you're saying that it's different other places than where I'm at? That makes no sense.
It's like one of those things where it makes sense on paper, even though it doesn't really make sense IRL. Like if you FaceTime someone where it's raining there, but not here. I don't know. It's weather. How is it?
Yeah, Mother Nature just sometimes decides it doesn't want to do what it should do.
Precisely.
So here we are with Survivor. What do we call this? Triple threats or three?
Well, it has to have like something. It has to be a play on something with threat. Threat of people. I don't know.
Yeah. Basically, we've divided the tribes.
Threats.
What?
Place your threats.
Place your threats. There it is. Welcome to place your threats. And we've divided them up into three tribes. We got the strategic threats, we got the challenge threats, and we got the social threats.
Yeah. We were thinking of ideas, and then I was like, because of our Survivor Hunger Games, we used a lot of ideas to like fill up the roster for the different districts. And I'm like, trying to think, and I was like, let me sneak back there and see what were some of the categories, if I can find like a common theme. And this is one we haven't done yet. So yeah.
It's a little variation on the brains, brawn, beauty, except more focused on the actual how they performed in the game. And not just are they smart, brawny, or social.
Exactly. You don't have to be pretty for Survivor.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's this. Are you ready to just kind of dive into it?
Definitely. Let's go for it.
Okay, we're starting here right off with a winner from actual Survivor. We got Adam Klein. I think he's both very strategic, but also he's chaotic enough where things can go wrong. But it almost seems like controlled chaos, because he still knows what's going on, like how everyone's doing, but like sometimes the logic sometimes isn't what's it's not safe. It's like he's not playing it safe all the time.
I feel it's because everyone just kind of like not necessarily brushes him off, but like in not Game Changers, Millennials versus Gen X, like the bigger threats were like still pretty prominent and stuff, and like he was in the mix of conversation, but he was never like the focal point of it. And then I mean, he got pretty he kind of had to definitely play from the bottom in Winners at War too. So like, that definitely kind of brings up all the chaos aspects.
I really loved him trying to play that thing on the podium.
I mean, you never know with season 40. I mean, like
it should, honestly, like, no joke. I don't think it was a bad move on his part, because in I believe Australian Survivor, they did that. They did that like a year before Winners at War. So, like, Adam, as a super fan, probably saw the season, probably was like, oh, they're probably going to do that in the big season. Winners at War comes around, big season. Here's the thing that looks just like the idol.
Definitely. Like, Survivor's always hiding new stuff like that around.
Yeah. And if that was actually an idol, it would probably be the greatest move ever conceived.
It would make top 10 lists all over the board, most definitely.
Exactly. but yeah, I think that he's got a very good mind for the game. Huge super fan.
Definitely.
Also, he was the first person who I predicted to win first season, and I was correct. So
Nice. Nice. All right, next up, we have someone that actually you usually choose, but I was like, she should come aboard for this one,
mhm,
um, which is Aubrey. Um, I mean, you kind of have to just like choose her for this one.
mhm.
She was actually chosen for the Hunger Games one, and I was like, she's just definitely one of those players who is just very, very strong epitome of
Mhm.
that. She is very
Yeah.
strategic,
Sh
even
sh
in
yeah.
uh
Yeah, she's like the most strategic female player that we've had in a while, I'd say.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
Um and she's great. And I mean, I feel like if her third outing wasn't like, a captain season, captain curse,
mhm.
I definitely think she would have done better another time around.
Yeah, I don't think she is the kind of player that thrives in those kind of like. I think she needs a bunch of other returning players and kind of build camaraderie that way. But she
Uh
kind of got put on a tribe that didn't want returning players.
no,
I mean,
no,
what else can you do but try to win all the immunities?
precisely. And she has a pretty good history on our channel as well in
Mhm.
Captain's Curse coming, in second place. And she's played a few more times after that. And
She's
I
made it
forget,
pretty far.
yeah. I don't remember the exact placings, but she
Mhm.
holds her own. And yeah, so thought I would bring her in for that reasons.
Sounds good.
All right. Next up, we have someone that's new on the channel. We have Becky. Now, Becky was from season 13, and she gets very overshadowed by, Yule's gameplay. She was a
Mhm.
part of that, that bottom four alliance that kind of just like stuck together or and they just like kept going through. And she was pretty much, right there with Yule making decisions,
Uh,
though the reason why Yule gets a lot of love is because he not only did that, he had the idol
yeah.
and stuff like that. So like,
Yeah. I also think Becky and Chandra's game got tanked at the fire making challenge. I think once that fire making challenge happened, I think their games were gone at that point. I
the
think
one that took forever.
yeah. I even if Chandra won, I think she still gets 0 votes. I think if you're a jury and you're forced to watch two people make fire for over an
Forever.
hour, you're
I
just
mean,
like, why? How have you been out there? Like it has to be Yule and Ozzy at that point.
yeah, I agree. um I mean, I feel like she definitely belonged in that finale. It's just that Ozzy played such a phenomenal game,
Yeah,
and Yule also played a really strong game.
yeah,
And yeah, I never really thought of like the whole fire making thing also impacting it, but like all these like things coming together, boom.
mhm,
That kind of just was like, well, she wasn't going to get votes because they both she was sitting next to two really, really great players.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, that's Becky. Let's move on to someone who has been on our channel a few times. Unfortunately, hasn't done good at all. She's
No.
been a first boot, and I believe she went out like third or something on another season. Like she's gone pre-merge very quickly both times.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Sierra. Yeah, I like Sierra. She just our Brantsteels don't like her.
I
Um,
don't. Yeah, I'm not sure why. She's kind of just been the like, let's just get rid of Sierra votes. Like that's how it's been every time. It's I, I mean, I think that she could never play Survivor again, actually, because of what's kind of happening here. I think it would happen in the same way that happened with Game Changers. I think if she comes back, she's going to get targeted pre-merge because they know she's
I
a strategic threat and she's not a physical threat. So she's like, why bring her along the pre-merge if she's not going to help you in challenges?
I just feel like because like noticing her gameplay as I was doing my rewatch, and like you kind of see people's like individual arcs, and you see with her arc where for in Blood versus Water, she was kind of perceived as like a go throughout a lot of it, and then she was like, you know what, no, I'm going to make a move. And then, you know, when she came back for Second Chance, she's like, all right, I'm going to make moves all throughout it. And then, you know, because it was like an all-star season and, you know, it's her third time out, you know, it intensified even more and was like, all right, yeah, we really, really have to go. And that's why she was trying so hard.
Mhm.
And that was ultimately her downfall.
Yeah.
Um, so if she comes back a fourth time, she definitely would have to. I definitely see her mellowing out.
Yeah. Well, she also has one of the most iconic moves in Survivor of voting at her mom. Even though, and I think that she did it in the moment of like voting up and like, yeah, I voted out my mom. Like that was kind of the story like that Survivor
Yeah,
needed to tell. But really, it wasn't like, oh, I was the deciding votes. It was like, oh, the numbers are going to be voting her out. I'm going to go with them just so I can kind of,
and
gain
she was
some
pretty
face.
transparent about it too.
Yeah, but because no one cares about that side, no one cares about the
Yeah,
actual reasoning. They think, oh, she's cutthroat, she's cold blooded. She'll vote if she's willing to vote out her mom. Then what about me?
yeah.
Which immediately is now making people not want to like trust her at that point.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she is one of when. Granted, there's only been 2 Blood versus Water seasons,
Mhm.
but out of like the entirety of it, she's one of the only. It's she's one of the only people to do it within their pairing to
Yeah,
vote off their loved one.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, it does say something, even though it's like, you know, strategy to still like
yeah,
do it. But yeah,
yeah. So I kind of think just the story of her move has actually kind of grown into its own thing, and now
pretty
it's
much
like this beast that's kind of going to be always hanging over Sierra's
associated.
shoulder,
Yeah.
and everyone's going to see it.
Uh, that's what happened.
And that's the tough thing about Survivor. Like the more times you play, the less likely you're really gonna win because you're just going out so much. Like you have to then be like a Boston Rob, where you just go out there on a season of where a bunch of people don't know how to play the game, or they really like you, and they're almost
Yeah,
like fighting for you to win.
yeah, it's a crazy game to navigate.
Mhm.
Um, Next up, we have Dom. Now, Dom, uh, pretty incredible. I don't know. I think I was super busy when Ghost Island first came out because I was balancing work, a relationship, and not to mention college, and not to mention the busiest semester within that college, as well as being a part of a show like in the latter half of it. So I kind of, my memory of Ghost Island was very bad, and that's saying something. Uh,
Mhm.
but when I was rewatching it, I was like blown away by Dom's gameplay,
Mhm.
his strategy. One of my favorite like modern Survivor moves is actually when he takes the idol that's fake, plays it down, and is like, you know, calling everyone's, you know, like calling everyone. It's like, yeah, call out my bluff. I dare you. I think it's one of the best moves, you know, in modern Survivor.
Yeah.
And, you know, he navigated the game pretty well, making it so far. I mean, like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a thing where at the end game, you know, it was him or Wendell, and it was so close where, you know, literally it was just like they had to do a tiebreaker for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I
and, you
think
know,
makes sense because from like the merge onward is kind of the Dom and Wendell show. Like they're kind of
yeah,
controlling it, and you got like some of the side characters trying to like see if they can turn anything, and they just never do. It's just
no,
Dom and Wendell kind of controlling the game. Um, I was rooting for Dom.
oh,
I will say I wanted him to win over Wendell, but I think that's just I think Wendell's game is better for out there on Survivor, whereas Dominic's game is better for us watching because he's just more of a dynamic character.
yeah, I agree.
Mhm. So yeah, I'm excited you brought Dom on. Okay, let's
Yeah,
end out the strategic tribe with someone who I think has only been on her Brantsteele like once. Um,
once or twice.
Yeah, he may have been on. Was he on Hunger Games? He might have died very early in Hunger
Yeah,
Games.
he was on Hunger Games.
Okay. So besides Hunger Games, he's only been on it once.
Yeah.
And that's Cochrane, who has also not really done very good. I guess his one Survivor outing, I believe he went out pretty early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I'm hoping that we can have a bit of a redemption story with him. I'm hoping that him and Sierra can like I brought them kind of.
Redeem themselves.
I just want them to get to the merge. Just get to the merge.
Yeah. I find it funny. Aubrey is finally on a team with her boyfriend. So, they have that moment going
Yeah,
on.
I hope they create an alliance together.
And I feel, if I were to like, yeah, they don't necessarily show like in-depth relationships, but I do see some big dynamics going on. I feel like Dominic would probably be the black sheep of everyone because like everyone else is kind of like young. I mean, we're taking Becky from when
We're
she was,
assuming she's the back. Yeah.
yeah. But like, it's a very nerdy group, so I can definitely see the Adam Aubrey John Cochran alliance happen, and Sierra and Becky might be pulled in for like a vote or two. But yeah,
Yeah.
I totally love this like potential nerd alliance between the three.
Yeah, I could see Dominic and Becky also teaming up a little bit. I could kind of see her looking at him as the Yule for the pre-merge.
I feel Becky would try and I don't know. I feel like she would try and break away from that and try and be the one in control. Maybe grab Sierra
Mhm.
and try and navigate that way as well because being overshadowed and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, true. But I think pre-merge is when it's fine to be overshadowed. I
A
think
little bit, yeah.
you just want to make sure, like you want to control things from the sidelines. You don't want to be the one with the target on your back in the pre-merge.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's the strategic tribe. Let's move on now to the challenge tribe.
All right. First up, we got Brad Culpepper. Yeah, I feel like he's definitely. Well, I mean, he's one of the people that tied for 5 individual immunity challenge wins. So, like, naturally, we're going to have people that have accomplished that on there. I mean, I already
Yeah,
see 3 of them, and
I think there's only one of them that really hasn't won a bunch of challenges.
um, well, yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, just Brad was someone where he was likable. Granted, I feel like in Blood versus Water, he was kind of like, figuring out the game, going off of what Monica Culpepper told him and just went hard with it because that's what he knew how to do.
mm-hmm.
Is go hard with it. And then, he learned his lesson that time around. When he came back, like you definitely saw how good of a leader he actually is
Yeah,
and making it pretty far into the game. The only downside is underestimating Sarah Lucina.
yeah.
um
Yeah, I actually really like Brad Culpepper in Blood versus Water. Like I thought he was an interesting character. I was like, oh, it sucks that he went
yeah,
home early.
I think he was just painted as a villain, and so
Yeah,
like we kind of like remembered him as a villain, especially since it was
yeah,
like very early on, and so
yeah.
everything else
And
was word of mouth.
it was weird how he was painted villain too, because it wasn't his tribe. They all loved him. They thought he was great, but it was the
Yeah.
other tribe that was like, he's controlling everything.
Brad
And it's
Culpepper.
like, what is happening? Like literally, I was just like, what is going on? They had no idea. They literally just said, let's just say that that guy's controlling everything to make him a target.
Yeah. um
So
but yeah,
I don't really blame him for not doing good in that season, because he was doing good until like what, episode 4, when just everyone was
yeah.
like thinking, oh, they keep saying he's controlling it. That's not good.
Also also that was one of the worst tribes in Survivor history, let's be honest.
It really was. Yeah.
uh, I
I
mean,
mean,
what do you
in a lot of different regards. I think there's a few good characters, but then they weren't good at challenges either, and it was just
yeah,
they weren't
yeah,
good at building. They couldn't survive very well. They were just all over the place.
yeah, yeah, but Brad's cool, and that's
Yeah.
why we love him.
Okay, moving on now. We have someone who kind of have just had an underdog arc in her season. Started out throwing up in the first challenge. Looked like
Yeah,
she was going to not be a challenge piece whatsoever. Come to the merge, she wins 4 individual immunities, I believe.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Ties for the female record.
yeah, and and she was up against some people who were pretty good challenge competitors like Ben and Devin. Yeah, like and
Yeah,
even Ryan and Dr. Mike, I feel like are pretty good at the challenge portions of it.
yeah. Because not all the challenges, and I know like out of the 3 guys, we got the buffest guys for it. But like, not
Mhm.
all challenges are purely like muscle and stuff. A lot of it is endurance or puzzles or
Exactly.
balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, she's great at balance. Like, I think so a lot of her challenges wins were kind of in that wheelhouse.
definitely, definitely, because I
But
feel like those challenges give more people like an equal shot in a sense.
yeah, it's also those challenges where the buff people usually don't win. They're
Yeah,
usually because it's harder to balance when you have a bunch of muscles hanging off of you and you're competing at kind of the same level as everyone else.
precisely, precisely.
Yeah. But yeah, I like Christy. She's been on this a few times. I can't remember how well she's done. I think she's
I,
made it to the end before.
I definitely remember that. I can't recall which season, but I also
Yeah.
know like I don't remember her ever really doing anything bad.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, she is definitely one of the mainstays on our channel.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's going to be exciting. Okay, now moving on to the person who I believe has won the least amount of individual immunities on this tribe, and that's
Yeah,
Sydney Gillen. Now, she's only won 1 individual immunity. But she's was close in like every single challenge. She was like she was like just she was right there.
yeah,
Um, and she's also, she wasn't one that gets medevaced, but she, is one of the ones that falls down during that big challenge, where people just are dropping like flies.
yeah. That one was one of the craziest moments
Yeah.
in that game. But yeah, I mean, when you say that, I mean, she does hold her own in a lot of challenges, like you said.
Hmm.
Another challenge beast on there is Ty. Like, Ty is also
Hmm.
really good, especially since I remember quite a few endurance ones on this
Yeah.
season,
Yeah.
which
Yeah. I
is kind
mean,
of
Ty beat Ozzy in Ozzy's challenge like that. Like people look at that challenge as Ozzy's challenge, and Ty beat
yeah,
him.
exactly. But Sydney, yeah, I feel like she it also kind of
Mhm.
works with the whole brawn challenge thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I also don't know if we brought Sydney yet, have we?
we had for I think I know I brought her once. It could have been for our Brawn versus Brain versus Beauty,
Got it.
or or I know I brought her once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It seems
Sometime
like
in season 3.
we would have brought her at some point because I mean I liked her. I was rooting for her too. Like if Inco wrong, if Aubrey doesn't win, I was like, okay, then Sydney's a good option after that.
Oh yeah,
Um, so yeah, I still think she played a great game, phenomenal. Coming up just 1 day shorts.
I agree. I agree.
So
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I know it was somewhere in our season 3.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Then yeah, it's probably BBB.
yeah,
Um, okay, moving on now to my last person on this challenge tribe. We got Mike Holloway, the only person I believe in Survivor history to just straight up win out. And like they have to win every immunity or play an idol to win the game. Um, I mean, Ben obviously does it just with idols, but he's the one who actually kind of does it more of the older way of I'm just going to win a bunch of immunities and get to the end.
yeah. And he's one of the only people to have actually used that and win. Uh,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
says a lot because like we're talking like Colby, who was one of the big ones. Wasn't able to.
Ozzy, Brad Culpepper.
The only other person that truly did that was Tom,
Yeah,
um, and that
yeah,
was like
true.
way, way, way back.
Yeah,
Um, then again, just that team in general, just
Yeah, it was a steamroll anyway. Like Tom was in such good control. Like he didn't need to win all those immunities. Like
yeah,
Mike literally needed to win all those immunities.
exactly. And I mean, he makes great TV.
Yeah,
He's loud, he's big, and I don't know what's up with his voice, but it like
yeah.
changes so often. It's like
Yeah. I'm imagining Mike and Brad to being a power duo on this tribe. I can see.
I definitely see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Tasha. I know she's only been on here one other time. Don't I don't remember when,
Yeah.
but
It's
when I
going to
was
be the
looking
reoccurring thing the more we do these, because eventually they all start blending together.
precisely. But with Tasha, because I wanted to make sure I at least brought one person that didn't hold a record, seeing how I brought two already, because like you don't necessarily tie with the record to be a challenge beast. So I was looking and I was looking and I was like, you know what, Tasha, she won 3 straight immunities in Kakayan. And I was like, that offers a lot of merit in my eyes. Also, I feel she is a really good player. And yeah, so that's why I brought her.
I'm always excited whenever a Cagayan representative can come. So
Yeah,
you know how I feel. And second chance representative, 2 great seasons right there.
exactly. Two of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but certainly not least, or least, we got Terry Deeds. I'm horrible. I know. But what isn't horrible was Terry. He was definitely he's someone that went from leading his tribe and being super super safe to where, oh no, now he's being targeted because he's the biggest guy out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a beast, and like
Yeah.
once he lost his mojo, that's when they were able to like target him. But even then, he still had the idol and everything. Like
Yeah.
he did so well, and it's other than aside from the part like it was his son, and it's a shame because his son going through all that.
Yeah.
But for him to be pulled out, like the what if scenario if Terry did stay in second chance,
Yeah, it kind of changes a lot actually.
he
Like
was
that
one of the
one.
biggest forces on that season
Yeah.
pre-merge.
Yeah, people wanted him in the merge. Like no one was going to plan on really get. I mean, I guess Kelly Wentworth was trying to get him to be the one to get kicked underneath. So
Yeah,
there's actually a potential reality of them losing, and Kelly Wentworth going home pre-merge again.
potential.
There's that weird potential reality. So
It's crazy to think about. And
Mhm.
it would have been interesting as well because he's not on this list, but that's only because there's just only so many spots. But Joe, who
Mhm.
twice made it all the way to the merge without having to go to tribal council.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then,
Joe almost made my list too. It was
just making it short, has the record for being the person immune the longest.
mhm.
It would have been nice to see how them two compete because they were, big challenge beasts.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that would have been fun. I would just love to see Terry also go up against Keith Nail,
Oh yeah,
the secret challenge beast of himself.
that he was. That
But
he
yeah,
was.
Terry was like one immunity away from winning the game in Panama. Like it was so close.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Which is why, whenever I have a chance to put him in here, I try. He hasn't been
and
so successful on our Brantsteels, but this could be the one.
this could change it.
Yep,
Okay, let's now move on to our social tribe.
yep. All right. So first up, we got Earl. Now, we haven't had Earl, have we? I'm pretty sure we haven't.
I don't think so.
Because
No.
yeah. Um, so that was one of the big reasons I brought him. The other big reason is, and it's similar to someone else on this list, but like he's one of the standouts in Fiji. Like if he wasn't in that Fiji
Yeah.
as well as like Yao Man, I just don't see that season being, like very memorable. I
Yeah,
mean, like Earl is one of those people where, he was fun, he was charismatic, and he was able to adapt to whatever thing. And that's part of like the charm he had
yeah.
coming onto the island.
Yeah, yeah, no. He's definitely one of the better winners of Survivor. It's also crazy that he didn't like know what Survivor was until just like a little bit before he went out there. Like it was basically like a last minute, just like, hey, we need you to get out there, and he
Yeah.
did it.
Hacking while he's on the phone. I remember that story, which
Yeah,
goes to show because sometimes, not knowing something gets you to see it through a different perspective. One of the
mhm.
shows that Joe King recommended was Ted Lasso, and I did see it. I meant to tell you, but we were all so busy during that
It's
time.
a great show,
Uh,
right?
I know, and even like one of the things there was like, oh, you see soccer or football in a different light than anyone else that has grown up with it, and so I feel like that was part
Mhm.
of Earl's strength as well. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, and I think it would have been really interesting to see him come out again because I first off I don't think he's been super in the Survivor scene since his thing anyway, so he would still
yeah,
kind of have that kind of outsider perspective of the game.
I think they've
Um,
tried to actually get him back once or twice.
yeah, but I don't know. It's definitely hard to bring winners back. I've noticed,
Yeah.
unless you have a winners at war kind of season. Like, why would a winner want to come back and
Well, I mean,
potentially?
I think that goes all the way back to Survivor All Stars. The first one, notably being voted out, was a winner, and
Yeah,
none of the winners making it to the merge, and all these. I think that was definitely a big
mhm,
one, as
yeah,
well as. I mean, they kind of shared that a little in Heroes versus Villains. I mean, they
yeah,
got their first two-time winner, but like,
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, they were targeted in a way in the beginning.
Yeah, winners just always are gonna have a target. Like if you're a winner and you go out on a season with non-winners, they
Yeah.
are in the back of their mind. They're always going to be looking at you as a big threat.
Not even that. It's like some people are like, well, you already got your million.
Yeah,
That's why some people lie about their professions. That's why
yep.
Russell Hantz, in the beginning was like, oh yeah, I was a fireman, things like that,
Mhm.
and that's why he didn't tell anyone, oh, he already made like millions because no one would vote for him, because they already have a million, and it's like, oh, well, we want a shot. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's Earl Cole right there. Moving on now to Ethan Zahn, who was on Winners at War.
Mhm.
Someone who I was really hoping would make it very far.
Yeah.
Very sad when he gets voted out.
It
Um,
was. I feel like the decimation of old school was one of the things that brought down my enjoyment of Winners of War
yeah,
a little bit. It
I
wasn't
agree.
like the, oh, the season sucks because of it,
Yeah,
but it was something where the interaction between the generations throughout the game would have
uh,
been richer than, the
yeah.
decimation.
Yeah,
But
that's one of the reasons it's actually not like my number one or two spot in terms of like rankings. I put it down a little bit more just because it's
yeah,
just like it's still good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still great.
yeah,
But it would have been nice to at least seen a few of the old school people make
a
it
little
to
bit.
like at least to like final eight or six or something, like somewhere around there.
Exactly. Um, and Ethan, like, not only was he great in his first season, but like, he just has this charm about him. Like, even when he was a big threat in All Stars, you
Yeah.
know, other than, being, fit and stuff, like they still kept him around for quite some time before he finally got axed. And,
Mhm.
in Winners at War, one of my favorite scenes in there, probably within the top, if not the top five, it would be number six at least. Um, is when he's doing that Edge of Extinction, the like
The
walking and
logs, yeah,
carrying all the logs, like, and it's inspiring, and like his story in general is
yeah,
beating cancer and still fighting
yeah.
for it. Like he's a very likable guy.
Yeah,
um
it was like a short film that Survivor told with Ethan
yeah,
there. Like it takes up like 10 minutes. Like it's they did not just give us a little cut of what happened. They told like the whole story of this.
Yeah. That was also the same episode Tyson got voted out too, which
Yeah,
was like a big contrast for me. So inspired, then crushed.
and then crushed. Hey, he came back.
He did come back, yes.
Yeah,
But Ethan, great player back in the day, and I feel like I know he's retired, or he says he's retired, wink wink,
yeah,
because so many people are just like, oh, it's my last time, fast forward, I am back.
yeah. That always happens. But I will say we are getting to the point where old school players are getting old to the point where can they come back again? I don't know.
I feel, well, I mean, there are some where it's like, yeah, but I feel like Ethan is one of the old school players where it's like, yeah, you could totally come back.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. If he did come back, it would probably have to be in the next like I don't know 2 or 3 years, I'd say. And then at that point is when it'll kind of be just like, should we let Ethan go out there again?
We'll have to see. We'll have
Yeah,
to see.
yeah. Okay, moving on now to the next social tribe member. We got Jamal Shipman, one of the people I was rooting for also on Island of the Idols. Um, he kind of starts off kind of in the cool kids alliance, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah,
And they think that, they can kind of sit back and just kind of relax in the early portion of the game. Immediately gets blindsided and has to kind of get
Molly,
everything back into check.
Molly.
um, but honestly, he kind of becomes this guy who helps people understand like different views, and like he helps Jack understand all the thing with the do rag and all that stuff that
Yeah,
happened. He's one of the big advocates that Dan should go home instead. Right there, like he's one of the guys who's very, he's one of the few guys who gets built in a positive light during that whole thing.
yeah,
Um, and then of course he gets screwed over by that one thing with finding it was too good to be true. It was too good
yeah,
to be true.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I feel Jamal definitely has the charisma and
Mhm.
is rightfully so on the social tribe.
Yeah.
All right, next up, this is her first time on our Brantsteels. It is Jane Bright. Now, part of the
Mhm.
reason I chose Jane was, other than the fact that there is a little asterisk next to the title, but like she is the person that won the fan favorite by the largest margin, which I'm
Mhm.
like, that gives some merit.
Yeah.
Even though it was a season
With a lot
that
of
is
unlikable people.
not very well received. It's usually in people's bottom five.
Mhm.
And I mean, she was definitely one of the highlights of that season. Like,
Mhm.
um, she was very likable, taken in by the youngins and all that stuff. And she even had her little badass, like, even if it was like pouting in a sense, putting out the fires, like, I started it. Like,
Mhm.
she's one of the people where, because she's in that season, I feel like she is slept on a lot
Mhm.
as a result.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's one of the tough things about being on a bad season. Is that you could do great stuff in a bad season, but people don't care because it's a bad season, and they wanna bring people back from seasons that people think
Enjoy
highly
or
of. Yeah,
remember. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of one of those. It's one of the things like if I went out there it would be so hard. I would be so conflicted because on one hand, I would be wanting to do crazy moves to make the season enjoyable, but on the other hand, like
Become a
I want
target.
I want to win. I don't want to get voted out early. So
I have Here's my strategy. I'm gonna do those crazy moves, but I'm never gonna lose immunity.
yeah,
Just know.
you're just gonna win every immunity.
Just be like,
That's your game
nope,
plan.
win every immunity.
No, I think if I went out there my first time, I wouldn't really expect to win. I would try to just make it a really good season and become very like enjoyable so that I get brought back for the All-Star season and then win that one.
Now I'm gonna play hard. Because personal life wise, who knows if I'll ever come back, because those at home, we're actors, and
Mhm.
I'm always pushing to be like um, one of the best actors out there and a working actor. And part of the reason why there hasn't been a celebrity survivor is because, like, and Jeff has said this, at 39 day or 26 day, depending on what's happening, if what's happening in season 41 is going to be the new norm or whatever.
Mhm.
But this is where like, it's a big like time commitment. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I feel like Jane, I mean, because the only person that's been brought back from Nicaragua has been Brenda so far. Um,
Yeah.
I
I guess
feel
that's
like
true. Yeah.
I think it's one of the hard things too, because yes, she is older. Like, when that came out, that was 21, right after Heroes versus Villains. So add another 10 years to her.
Yeah.
The
She's probably
likelihood of,
not coming back in
yeah,
real Survivor.
which is unfortunate because, I feel like she is a very likable person, and she kind of deserved to be on a better season.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True.
All right, next up, we got Lauren Beck. Uh, she's been on our Brantsteeles quite a few times. Never has been like the winner. She's come close once or twice.
Yeah.
Um, she's someone where I see her, and that season, and I'm like, she definitely played one of the best social games in Survivor. One of my
Yeah.
favorite moves in New School Survivor and of that season is her legitimately guessing who's going to win and
Uh,
using her social skills, taking in Tommy and being like, yeah, let's talk about breakfast so we get as little people in there as
yeah.
possible to
Stacking the odds into
participate.
her favor. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of the best moves. That's like one of the best examples of social game.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, that was like I think the best Island of the Idol chance you could go to was them saying, "Hey, the next one's going to be a sit out one. Choose who's going to win." And then you can choose. You try to get everyone to sit out because you're like, okay, then I don't have to do the next immunity. I'll just sit out because I want whoever I choose to win immunity. I don't want to win immunity. Like let that
true.
person win immunity.
That's that was smart. Granted, at my time I was like, oh, compete just in case, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely like a thing where you get food and an advantage, and
Yeah.
yeah, and Nora wins immunity. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, Lauren is also on here with her cast member Jamal,
yeah,
so there might be some working together there. Um,
definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
we'll see. And lastly, last person on this cast, we got Michelle Fitzgerald. Probably one of the most uh, social winners that didn't translate too well onto the screen and Kill Wrong. But
Yeah,
then we saw it also being utilized in Winners at War and kind of made a lot of people do a kind of 180 on Michelle's game.
yeah. I feel because the edit means so much to, like, the story that's being told.
Mhm.
And if you're on a tribe that never goes to tribal council, that's already cutting half your screen time
Yep.
right there. Um, because the other tribe is going to tribal council and is going to get more, screen time as a result. She was also on a 3-person season. So when merge came, or a 3-tribe season. So when the merge came, like, yeah, Michelle was like known, but like she wasn't like a standout at this point. Um,
Mhm.
especially since you've had bigger personalities at this point, like Jason, like Ty, like Debbie, like
Yeah,
um,
Scots. Like
Scott.
like
You got all these people that kind of like pushed her aside and wasn't. Yeah. So like, edit wise, yeah, I kind of see that, but like, yeah, Winners at War, totally, like, watching it back, you're like, oh, okay, so I do see why she won.
yeah, you get her game. And honestly, like when you go back and rewatch Kill Wrong, like and look at the jury, the people on the jury, you'd notice that a lot of them liked Michelle. Like they were clearly with Michelle. Like she almost had like I think like 4 votes or something locked going into the final tribal. Like especially with that she got to eliminate Neil too. I think that was a huge
Yeah,
bonus because
yeah,
I think Neil was going to you know really
undoubtedly.
yeah, he was going to stand and be like, no, Aubrey played the best game. Here's why, and do the Murphy speech or whatever.
You know what's something that I just that reminds me of it? So we have a member from each of the tribes in Bronze versus Brain versus Beauty 2. We have a
Mhm.
representative from each of those tribes
Oh, really?
in their respective tribe. Yeah, Michelle is on the Beauty tribe, Sydney is on the Brawn tribe,
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
Aubrey. It just kind of
And
happened.
we're doing Wrong.
Yeah. Uh,
That wasn't on purpose. That just
no, no.
happened.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good group.
Yeah. Who are you rooting for on each tribe?
All right, on this one, I kind of want to see because Adam hasn't really seen a lot of love on our channel, Brantsteele
Mhm.
wise.
Yeah.
I would like to see her. Um, I looked at Sierra, Adam, or I would be interested to see how Becky does and see that. But I have to say my top two are Sierra and Adam on
Mhm.
this tribe.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Adam as well. I also want to see Dominic do good because he's typically done pretty well on our Brant Steels too.
Yeah,
Kind of going around mid merge. I think one time he got like final four or something like that.
in Rivals, yeah,
Yeah, but I think he's played good every time he's gone out there. So I'm rooting for him. For the challenge tribe, I'm probably going to be leaning towards Brad Culpepper and Terry Dietz.
same,
Yeah,
same, exactly the same.
yeah. That was an easy one right there.
Yeah,
And social tribe, you go first because I'm not sure.
for me, it's a tie between Earl, Lauren, and Ethan.
Mhm.
Um, I want to
Yeah.
say that Michelle is like, I mean, like if she makes it further, I'll be okay with it, and I can vibe with it.
Mhm.
But I would say that for different reasons. One, because Ethan on our channel hasn't had the best luck,
Yeah.
and Lauren's been on here quite a few times, and because it's Earl's first time, I kind of want to see him do well as a result.
Yeah. I'd say I'm probably leaning towards Michelle and Lauren. Those are my top picks here for the social tribe.
All right, solid,
Yeah.
solid.
Okay, so
All
that's
right,
our thing. Are you ready to get into it?
hell yeah.
Let us do it then. Proceed. Okay, so the Strategic Tribe Alliance, we have Adam and Becky.
All right, I like
Adam's
this.
only at a 5, Becky is at an 8.
Give it time. Give it time, Adam.
Okay, and then the Challenge Tribe, we got Chrissy and Terry Dietz in an alliance,
Mm-hmm.
and Sydney, Mike, and Tasha.
Brad's the only one that's not.
Yeah,
So he could either join the alliance too, or he can join Chrissy and Terry's alliance and try and like tie it up.
yeah.
It's
It's hard to say.
because
Like,
like
yeah.
yeah, because if we look at the alliance 2 alliance, two of them are at a 9, one of them's at a 7. That's a pretty strong bond,
Yeah,
and to be on the bottom of that group is
yeah,
a little
yeah.
concerning.
It's one of those things. Would you rather potentially do a rock draw and maybe go home that way, or potentially split that group up and then be on the top 3 with the numbers at that point?
Yeah,
So it's going to be a little. It's going to be interesting to see what Brad does here. Or honestly, they could just target the swing votes. I mean, it's not great for Chrissy or Terry, but it does get them an extra votes, like an extra
fair enough.
tribal. So
Fair enough.
and then the social tribe first alliance
Being
is
social.
Earl, Jamal, Lauren, and Michelle.
Well, rest in peace, Ethan
Yeah,
uh,
Ethan and Jane over
and
here.
Jane. I mean, they're hard for it, but what do you expect from the social tribe? Everyone's in an alliance. Granted, there are people on the outs, but like even though they're on the outs, they are so strong. Like
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. I hope they don't go to tribal first. I don't want to. I don't want to see Ethan or James kind of get targeted right away.
This is gonna be a
uh,
hard one.
yeah. Okay. Immunity challenge. The social tribe wins immunity,
Nice.
and the
And
challenge tribe. They did not want
100.
to go against their name and lose the first immunity.
Yeah, that would have been a fun little curse for themselves, but
Yeah. Oh
unfortunately,
my gosh. Aubrey has found the idol.
all right, she's here to play.
Yes.
Nice.
And this is now medium strength alliance. Becky has gone down to a 5.
I feel like Adam wasn't fully picking up what she was putting down. She's
Yeah.
like, all right, gotta play it cool.
Yeah, she matched his energy.
Yeah.
So there's that. Harry Dietz has found the idol.
Nice. Nice.
And Brad and Tasha have a minor fight.
Huh. That happened.
Jane has found the idol. All the idols have been found on episode 1.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy.
That is that's pretty big.
Imagine this.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing it. Oh, the first episode, the premiere episode of Survivor, with 3 tribes, and we get 3 different segments of people finding an idol in a row, like back to back to back.
I know they typically make their series or season premiere, like a 2-hour thing. It might just have to be a 2-hour thing with just one elimination, with just all of them finding idols. Like
Yeah,
that
I
is
know, right?
awesome.
But Ethan and Jane have a major fight after finding
No,
the idol.
guys. No, guys, come on.
Damn, that's not good.
No. Thankfully, they're not the ones at tribal. Oh, this is gonna hurt. I can tell already.
I don't want any one of them to go home. So
I have Odin's son right here.
okay, who do you think is going home here?
There's really only one alliance and one person with an idol. Not too much to go off of.
Yeah, you got to imagine Adam and Becky are going to vote together.
I don't think it's. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. I don't want it to be, but at the same time, I'm just gonna say Sierra.
You think she's going to be the first boot again?
I don't want Cochran or Dom to go home.
Oh. Oh.
I don't want. This is. It's
no. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Brantsteele is really going to curse Sierra again.
There's only one way to find out.
Okay. Aubrey plays the strategic tribe idol.
All right.
First vote goes to Aubrey. Does not count. Second vote goes to Aubrey. Does not count. Third vote goes to Becky. Fourth vote goes to Sierra.
It's either. Ooh, I think there might be a tie.
Fifth vote goes to Sierra.
Yeah.
Sixth vote goes to Becky. Okay, so Aubrey plays it correctly because it would have been a tie with her. So it's now Sierra and Becky.
And this is the tricky part, because if one of them voted for Aubrey, then that means their vote doesn't come back into the voting pool.
Yeah.
Which means they'll have one less vote for or against them.
Yeah, and we also have to remember Adam, if he voted for Aubrey, he's probably then voting for Sierra here because of that alliance. So
exactly.
It's not looking good for Sierra.
No. She's just smiling, trying to get through this.
Yeah. Okay, the people in the tie will not re-vote. First vote goes to Sierra. Second vote goes to Becky. Third vote goes to Sierra. 4 vote and player
What?
lead.
Damn it!
Oh, this is always
Every
happens.
Why? Just why?
She's too big of a threat. Oh, see, Adam voted for Aubrey, vote changes to Sierra.
Dang.
Becky voted for Aubrey.
So 1 vote less against her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Aubrey was voting with Sierra. Oh man, Dominic and Cochran. So this was kind of Dominic and Cochran making it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we're already starting off with a big one.
Alas, we lost the last.
But now there's an idol in play, so you know.
God. Yeah. Just realized that.
Okay.
Everything's pretty the same.
Yeah. Okay, the challenge tribe wins immunity.
Naturally.
Win a fishing kit and boats. And the strategic tribe wins fishing gear.
Nice. And immunity.
Yeah.
But that means social. We're gonna have
Looking
to
good, but look at this.
Oh.
Adam has found the idol.
I'm killing it right now.
Yeah, yeah. And the behavior of Aubrey is rubbing the tribe the wrong way.
Come
Not
on.
looking good because since she was the one on the outs last time.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Terry's got the idol here. Jane has the idol. Okay.
It all depends if Jane plays it right.
Because I'm assuming it's either Jane or Ethan.
Yeah.
But if she plays the idol correctly, then it's one of the other 4.
And it could literally be anyone.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna say Jane's gonna get the votes. So she goes home. She doesn't play the idol, in my opinion.
I think she plays it. I don't want to doom anyone by saying it's them.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't want to say any of the 4 because there's nothing to go on. Like I think those 4 are gonna vote for Jane. It's just, does Jane play it?
We're just gonna have to see here.
Yeah. Okay. Jane plays the social tribe idol.
But did they target Jane? Yeah.
First vote goes to Jane, does not count. Second vote goes to Jane, does not count. Third vote goes to Jane, does not count. Fourth vote goes to Jane, does not count.
So who is it? No.
Fifth vote goes to Michelle.
Ooh.
Sixth vote, I've lost 2 of my people back to back.
And those were some big chunks too.
Damn.
Those were not easy ones to.
Wow.
Yikes.
Right away. So, yeah, it's Ethan and Jane.
Well, I mean, they survived, but
yeah, but man, I mean, Jane had to do it. Jane had to play it. Okay. Nothing over here, nothing there. Things seems the same. There, I mean, they're fighting their way back in.
Exactly.
Okay. And the strategic tribe wins immunity.
All right. And does challenge beast get there?
No, the challenge beasts are going to tribal.
All right, this is going to be interesting. Adam, oh wait.
Oh my gosh, this is now a very strong alliance.
Nice. They're kind of running the game.
Adam is trying to play hard.
Definitely. It's what he does best.
Yeah. Okay. There. Jamal has found the idol.
And it's a real idol that isn't cursed.
And Jane and Jamal bond a lot. Jane is trying to get herself back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. All they need, since it's a 5-person thing, you get Jamal.
Yeah, Jane, Jamal, and Ethan. Yeah. And they have the idol. So if they went into a swap or anything, get with Jamal. He has the idol. He can protect you.
Jamal has options.
Yeah. Now, let's see what happens here with the challenge tribe. Right now, every tribe has gone to tribal at least once.
Yeah. This one's going to be tricky because all we really know is there has been an alliance and Brad was in a fight with Tasha.
Yeah.
Now, is that specifically going to be a reason for him to get booted? That's the only
Eventually.
bit of data we really have, unless that one alliance wants to target Chrissy and
Yeah.
was it Mike? It was either
Uh,
Mike or Terry.
yeah, I'm not sure. Terry does have the idol. We've had 2 idol plays in the first 2 tribal councils. What can we get a third one?
I think it's possible, but I don't think it unless he's in that alliance with Chrissy and not Mike. I don't think he has to worry about it.
Yeah. Um, I'm not sure. I could see this going a lot of different ways. I could see them
Yeah,
targeting Brad Culpepper because he's the only one not in alliance, just have all the alliances. They're good at challenges. Who cares about the next one? They'll probably won't go again. So
fair
just
enough.
target Brad Culpepper there. I could see Brad teaming up with the majority, just be in the majority and have it be done with. I could also see him teaming up with the not majority and trying to shake the game up.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah. Terry plays the Challenge Tribe idol on Chrissy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Did he play it right though? Yep.
First vote goes to Chrissy, does not count. Second vote goes to Chrissy, does not count. Third vote goes to Chrissy, does not count. Fourth vote goes
Ooh.
to Tasha.
Yep.
Fifth vote and player leading is Tasha. So Brad Culpepper siding with the minority.
All right. All right. Well, now the majority.
They're now the majority. So actually, there's a good thing. Maybe he found out about the idol and decided to be with them, knowing, hey, I can be in the 3 majority instead of a 4 majority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great move on his part.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, here we go. On to the next episode. Strategic Tribe Alliances. Adam and Becky still killing it over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's Chrissy, Terry, and Sydney and Mike. And Brad Culpepper still he can still swing vote. He can still top over to the other alliance. Like
He could. It's all up to him what he wants to do.
yeah. Okay. And the Challenge Tribe win for war. They win a Survivor kitchen sets.
Nice.
And the Strategic Tribe wins reward. They win salt, pepper, and some dishes.
Delicious.
Yeah, this is the one where everyone dies.
Yeah.
And the Challenge Tribe wins immunity, and the Strategic Tribe wins immunity.
Ooh. So it's time to see where Jamal lies.
Yeah. Becky and Dominic have a major fight.
Why? Why fight when you just won?
I know, right? Brad Culpepper has found the idol.
That's going to be interesting.
Oh man, he's doing great so far, I gotta say. And Ethan and Jane are now just a medium strength alliance, so they lost power.
Is Jane going to just flip on Ethan?
Flip on Ethan.
I think that might be the
I
case.
think that's the move. I don't want it to be.
No. It's one or the other, I feel. Because Jamal could have been, just like maybe putting Jane at ease.
Yeah.
But I feel it's one of the two.
Yeah, he could have just been like, hey, they're still on the bottom. Let me just get Jane into my back pocket in case, for a swap or anything. But let's get rid of Ethan next.
We'll see. It's only one way to find out.
Jamal does not play the social tribe idol. First tribal without an idol being played is episode 4.
Wow.
First vote goes to Earl. Second vote goes to Ethan. Third vote goes to Ethan. Fourth vote goes to Earl. 1 vote left. Ethan is voted out.
Dang.
Why? Why couldn't he make it to the merge?
Ah, he's just like Sierra in a sense, just cursed.
Unfortunate. So yeah, Ethan and Jane sticking together. So Jane's really been on the bottom this entire game so far. She's still here somehow, but like she's not. Yeah, she's kind of had to fight for it. Okay. Alliances. Okay, let's see who wins immunity. The strategic tribe wins immunity.
In this challenge, yeah.
And the challenge tribe wins immunity.
Jane, you put up a good fight, but
I think this is her time. I don't see her getting out of this.
Yeah.
Cochran and Dominic have a major fight. Dominic is just fighting everyone at this point.
Why? Why not?
He's trying to be entertaining TV. He doesn't care if he goes home early.
It's not good strategy.
Yeah. Terry and Sydney have a minor fight.
Oh, people.
The behavior of Jamal is rubbing the tribe the wrong way. Wait,
I
what?
don't know what his game is right now because you're already in the majority. Why waste the idol?
Yeah.
I already see that Jane has a vote.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's Jane.
That scroll bar is telling a very different story.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
So I don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, they could do a split vote, maybe.
Well, I mean, if Jamal and Jane get together and target Earl and Lauren, I feel like mostly because he already got votes, it could be Earl.
Yeah.
But
I'm still just gonna say Jane. I know the scroll bar. I'm not gonna buy into that. I think that there's a split vote going on here, and then they are just gonna then put the votes onto Jane.
I feel it's probably gonna be Jane, but you never know, unless there's a rock draw.
Yeah,
and it's just like
crazy.
A rock draw between two people. Would they even do that? I mean, like at that point,
you can, yeah.
Just a fire making challenge.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be weird. Okay, so Jamal does not play the idol. First vote goes to Jane. Second vote goes to Jane. Third vote goes to Earl. Fourth vote goes to Earl. We are tied between Earl and Jane.
It's just up to Jamal whether he wants to stick with it.
Yeah, he has an idol though. Like, do you want to risk your game on Jane if you have an idol?
No, I mean, well, right now his game is kind of screwed up. So, like, granted, at this point, I would be expecting a tribe swap. Though, like, us being, already seen the season, we know that a tribe swap is coming. But
yeah,
like,
if you're out there and there's like 4 or 5 tribals going down, then you kind of are like, okay, when are we changing? Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to see right now.
First vote goes to Jane. Second vote goes to Earl. We are tied.
Oh God.
So Jamal or Lauren. So Jamal could have, if he played his idol, he could have guaranteed Lauren to go home. It would have been a unanimous, no need. The game would have spoken. But
so
instead,
let's see which of the 39ers are going.
Okay.
Dun, dun.
Each player will draw a rock. Whoever draws a rock will leave. Jamal.
Jamal,
Oh,
what
with
kind
an
of
idol.
what
With an
kind of
idol.
what kind of this feels like some writer's shenanigan right here. It feels like Jane was like, she was supposed to die.
Go.
Like if this was like a TV show, she was supposed to die, she's supposed to
She should
die,
have
and the
gone a
writers
while ago.
the writers put in it like a Deus Machina that is like pretty far fetched. Like
Because now the idol is back in play. She could find the idol.
if she's still on this tribe.
Yeah, true. Oh, but that's
Or
crazy.
some that
She should have gone home episode 2. And then even with Ethan, like she should have been targeted there too. Oh my god,
yeah, this should not have happened this way.
Jane has 9 lives.
Well,
So
she's been to 3 tribal councils. She only got 6 left.
yeah. Jamal should have flipped on Jane. Like, just should have.
Yeah.
Jane was not worth him spending his game.
No, not at all.
So now the social tribe is just down to Earl, Jane, and Lauren.
But that's all going to change.
Yes. Okay, so now everyone is going to draw a buff to see what tribe they go to. Adam is now on the new social tribe. Aubrey is on the new strategic tribe. Becky is on the new strategic tribe. Dominic is on the social tribe. Cochran is on the social tribe. So
all right.
No one from the strategic tribe go into the challenge tribe.
And I think that's the one that gets dissolved, and someone will be on immunity or exiled / get immunity.
Christy is on exile.
Yeah.
So Brad draws a social. There's the social tribe. Christy is exiled. Sydney is on the strategic tribe. Mike is on the social tribe. Terry is on the strategic tribe. And then Earl is on the strategic tribe. Jane is on the strategic tribe, and Lauren is the only one remaining on the social tribe.
Ooh, that means she's. Well, we have to see where it is, but that makes her an obvious swing vote.
Yeah. She also knows that there's the idols in play. Maybe she can tell everyone that.
Or no one.
Yeah. Yeah. She could tell. Oh, she could tell people that maybe Earl or Jane has the idol. From the social tribe, like they revealed it so that no one goes looking for it, and then she can just kind of go look on whenever she's looking for firewood.
That is an interesting thing, whether or not, because it worked out in Ty's favor in Game Changers, where he found that idol because he knew where it was on his camp.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is it safe to assume if you're going to a new tribe that hasn't already, that isn't a brand new tribe?
Well, I'm talking about. I mean, it's not necessarily that she knows where the idol is. It's more that she gets everyone else to not look for the idol, make them think that Earl or Jane has it, so that way maybe for the first couple of tribals they're not looking, and she can be the only one looking.
Yeah, I'm just saying in general. Would it be? Is it safe to assume when the tribe swap happened, that if you go to the other tribe that the idol is already found? I guess it also tells with what information shared.
Yeah. Because she's the only person on this tribe, she could get away with it. She could give false information that won't be fact checked, at least for now. So she could find the idol.
Like 2 tribals.
Yeah. So she has at least a little bit of kind of being able to make something up, find the idol, and then make a play out of it. So we'll see what happens there.
Okay.
Yeah, just a lot of duos. Brantsteele likes to do duos now a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brad and Mike have a little duo there.
Small one, but
yeah. Okay, the strategic tribe wins immunity. So Aubrey, Becky, Sydney, Earl, Jane, and Terry are safe.
All right, so this is going to be interesting. What? Why?
Aubrey and Becky have a major fight.
You two are better than this. Come on.
um,
Okay,
Chrissy
so
has found the idol, so all 3 idols are on the tribe, just about to go.
watch 3 people play an idol.
And then the votes are tied. So then
And
2
someone
people.
gets to read.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
No,
Uh,
that would be so fucked.
Brad and Mike are now a very weak alliance.
Were they really a big alliance to begin with? Come on.
Okay, who's going home here?
I feel it. I feel it might be Brad or Mike, just because it's best for the strategic threats to stay together. However, it is possible because with Adam having such a close bond with Becky, that them returning could put a big mess up in their plans if they get back together. However, the one other variable in this is Chrissy will join this team.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like
So
whoever
she's
going
to join with the idol next episode.
Yeah.
So right now there's only 2 idols. So.
And not only that, that just gives the challenge threats another number if the 2 challenge threats stay.
True. Yeah, having 3 in a 6-person tribe can be pretty tough to overcome.
Yeah, so I think Lauren is sitting pretty, and yeah, I feel like the 2 challenge beasts are in danger.
Yeah, I could see, but at the same time, I could see Brad playing his idol correctly and getting out someone.
That is true. That is true.
And then Adam also has the idol that's, I think he's probably going to be going against Brad and Mike. So
watch it. 3 people play an idol.
Well, we only have 2 idols in here.
Oh yeah, right. Because Chrissy isn't.
Yeah. It's weird that they don't have an exile here. They have it in the social tribe.
That is strange. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Castaways all vote. Adam does not play the idol. Brad does not play the idol. So if they both stay, then we're gonna have 3 idols on this tribe. First vote goes to Dominic. Second vote goes to Dominic. Third vote goes to Lauren. Fourth vote goes to Lauren. Fifth vote goes to Dominic. 1 left. Oh, Dominic dang. Is gone.
Dang.
He was fighting everyone, to be fair.
Fair enough, yeah.
Even his own tribe member. Yeah. Yeah, so Dominic and Cochran. So Cochran stuck with Dominic. He didn't want to flip on him yet.
I don't see that working too well for him now.
Yeah. Now Chrissy's going to join that. And I think who knows, maybe Adam is now going to join the challenge group just to make it to the merge.
We'll see. That's also assuming that social team will lose.
Yeah, true. Alliances and rewards. Chrissy returns from exile.
She's the reward.
Yeah, you guys went to tribal. You guys just get a free reward. It's Chrissy. No food, just Chrissy.
Yeah.
No. The social tribe wins reward with Chrissy. They win a survivor picnic complete with breads, fruit, cold cuts, and beverages.
Nice.
Sounds pretty good to me. And they win immunity with that rewards.
Picnics help.
They make it to the merge.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Nothing happens on that trip.
Nope. We are getting nothing whatsoever.
Well,
but don't worry. Instead of figuring out what's going on there, Mike and Chrissy bond slightly. That's what we need to see. Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
All
So
right.
Jane has been trying to target numero uno every time she's been there.
But the only person left from that tribe is Earl
Yeah,
on this tribe.
yeah,
Um, we got two strategic threats. It's like a 2-2-2. So I don't know. We haven't really seen too much to see how the votes are going to go. It
yeah.
could be a thing where they all realize, oh, the merge is coming up. Now's the right time to get rid of Becky because of her very strong bond with Adam.
Mm-hmm. And Adam's playing a pretty good game. I think
Yeah,
he's kind of been on the right side every time. So yeah, I can see that trying to weaken Adam.
yeah. Get rid of his numbers.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. First vote goes to Earl. Second vote goes to Aubrey. Third vote goes to Earl. Fourth vote goes to Aubrey. Fifth vote goes to Aubrey.
Uh,
Sixth vote. Why? I feel like all of our favorites are going home.
that is not a good thing to see.
Uh, so Aubrey and Sydney, that co-wrong alliance,
Yeah,
sticking together, but
dang.
yeah, Becky flipped. Becky is in the same spot as Adam. She doesn't care who makes it to the merge right now. She's just like, I just need to get to the merge. I need to make it to Adam.
Exactly.
Now the question is that going to be good? Are they going to be able to still have good numbers in this merge, or are they going to
I
to
mean, we'll see because it's only an 11-person merge, which is relatively small for Modern Survivor.
yeah.
Um, so it can go any number of ways. Like if they're like the forefront of it, that's already two, and you need six.
Yeah.
If Adam just is like, oh, let's use all these strategic people and just kind of form a coalition that way, or um, referring to like the new strategic because that's five, you bring in Adam at 6.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's different ways. I feel Jane is now safe
Yeah.
because granted there are still like the social threats that are still
Mm-hmm.
there, but that's only two
Yeah.
people.
We should also point out that the challenge tribe is just killing it right now. They have five of the they only lost one person in the pre-merge.
Yeah. So, and this is probably the best. I mean, in the sense for them, like, oh, they made it so that none of them is like the biggest guy in the group.
Exactly. There's a but like you can't just be like, hey, let's take out a big physical threat. There's
Because
five of
that's
them.
half of the people there.
Yeah.
For
At this point, you just got to kind of assume like if you're one of the not physical players, like you're probably not going to be able to beat five proven physical beasts. Like you're
yeah, and Cochrane also in Karamoan won quite a bit of challenges as well. So he's
yeah,
like, kind of up. Everyone's kind of like a threat. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. The strategic tribe, there's only three of them there. Social has only got three of them, so they're tied.
they could team up.
Yeah, they could team up and just say, let's just get rid of the challenge. We got six, they got five.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. So what are some of the important lines here? So I think Adam and Becky are pretty important
Very much
to the
so.
overall of it. Sydney and Mike have a pretty good relationship as well.
I feel like it's more so like, yeah, we need these like threes, or we need
Yeah,
these groups of like 4 or 5. Granted, they're
yeah.
just showing like,
Where people have been.
yeah,
Yeah, these are much weaker overall.
yeah. So it's more so where we need to see the foundation of a big alliance that just forms together in order for
Yeah,
us to get proper analysis.
exactly. Let's see who wins the first individual immunity.
Is it a challenge beast? Yeah.
Harry Deets wins
Good old
immunity.
Terry. Good
Yep.
old Terry.
Yep. One of the OG challenge beasts winning the first immunity.
Nice.
Okay. So look at that. We got 3 idols here. No idol is currently hidden. So there's no merge idol. Okay. So the triple threat tribe. Who is going to be the merge boot?
It could be a challenge beast.
I think that they got it right. They gotta you gotta get rid of at least 1 or 2 of them.
Could be that.
I could also
challenge.
see Jane. I could see Jane being a consensus boot because so many people have wanted her gone.
True, but if they want to team up against the challenge beast, they end up in a 5-5 deadlock.
Yeah.
So I think the best move for everyone else is to vote off the challenge beast.
Yeah.
And I feel like someone that kind of like carries over leadership skills, things like that. I feel Brad is the logical conclusion.
Yeah. The question is, do they know if he has an idol? Because if they
That is a
do,
big,
then maybe you target like a Mike Holloway or a Sydney as that countermeasure instead.
fair enough. Because Sydney, out of the challenge beast, is the least challenge beastie.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like just the guarantee, just get her out. Like they're probably like Brad's not going to play an idol for Sydney. I'd say.
No,
He's going to play for himself. Like, so I could see just playing it safe there, trying to get the safe votes.
fair enough. But would Chrissy use her idol for someone else?
True. Chrissy could use her idol for Sydney. I could see that being used. But also, I don't know. I still see this being potentially the social and strategic people having trouble getting together because we didn't really see any bonds between any of those sides.
Very true.
We could still have them have trouble coming together.
Very true.
Yeah. So that's going to be hard to say. Brad has the idol, so they all have the idol. Let's see if anyone plays the idol at the merge. Adam does not. Brad does not. And Chrissy does not. So no idols will be played. Let's see.
Okay.
First vote goes to Mike. Second vote goes to Sydney. Third vote goes to Mike. Fourth vote goes to Sydney. So Challenge Beast even had some inner fight.
Unless, because
yeah,
there are 5 challenge beasts.
Yeah,
and there's been 5 votes. So
yeah, it's possible that they'll just all happen at the end.
very possible. Though that's not usually how Brantsteele.
That's not how Brantsteele operates.
But watch this be the one time.
Yeah. The 5th vote goes to Sydney. 6th vote goes to Sydney. 7th vote goes to Sydney. 8th vote goes to Mike. 9th vote goes to Mike. 10th vote goes to Mike.
It's one of the 2.
Sydney. Wow, that was that. They made it suspenseful. They made it seem very much like Sydney was going home, just to make it look like Mike was going home for just to still be Sydney. Okay.
All right,
they have so Adam votes for Mike, Becky votes for Mike, Brad votes for Mike, Christy votes for Sydney, Sydney votes for Mike, Earl votes for Sydney, Jane votes for Sydney, Cochran votes for Mike, Lauren votes for Sydney, Mike votes for Sydney, and Terry votes for Sydney.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a mixture of social and brawn working, or challenge working together.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got
the strategics kind of got left out.
Yeah. Okay, so that's where things stand.
Yeah. Let's see if it stays that way. I mean, strategic tribe are strategic for a reason.
Exactly.
They know how to get themselves out of a box.
And they still got an idol. 2 of them people that were on the bottom have an idol.
Yeah, true. So We'll see. Reward challenge. Harry, Lauren, Brad, Mike, and Earl win rewards. They win an ice cream feast delivered to camp. Good for them. Good for them. And Lauren wins immunity.
Okay.
Good on Lauren, beating some of the challenge beasts.
Yep.
And we still have all 3 idols. And Lauren and Jane bond slightly. This is the Lauren episode right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So it's tricky because both Adam and Brad have idols.
Yeah.
So it opens up to any of them except for Lauren. Though
yeah,
Lauren and Jane are already they voted together last time, so could just be strengthening that bond for one of the 4. It's a little hard to tell at this moment.
Yeah. I think an idol is going to get played here. I think it would be really not good for Adam or Brad not to play an idol here. Like one of them needs to play an idol.
I agree.
After what happened last tribal, like just make sure you at least make it to the next episode. Just play it at least. Okay. Adam does not play the idol. Brad does not play the idol.
Does Chrissy?
Chrissy does not play the idol.
All right. Let's see.
Wait a second. I just realized something.
What?
This is co-wrong, right?
Yeah.
The idols can get combined for the votes.
Does Brantsteele know that?
I believe so. I played a co-wrong in the past, and that's happens.
Ooh.
So Adam and Brad might actually it's smart enough for them to play.
That I want to see it happen.
Yeah.
I want to see it
happen. Okay, we'll see. First vote goes to Mike. Second vote goes to Mike. Third vote goes to Brad. Fourth vote goes to Mike. Fifth vote goes to Mike. Sixth vote goes to Brad. Seventh vote goes to Brad. Eighth vote goes to Mike. Ninth vote goes to Brad. 1 vote left.
Is it?
10th vote goes to Brad. Okay. Brad combines idols with Adam to make a super idol.
Well played.
Wow.
Nice.
Turning everything into their favor now and sending Mike home. So Brad and Adam. A huge play right there.
They did the thing.
Huge play. So Adam, Becky, Chrissy, Mike, and Terry voted for Brad. What?
Hold up. Scroll. He voted for Brad.
Yeah, he did.
What the fuck?
He could have just voted for Mike and not had him use this.
This is one of those things that just don't make sense.
I will say, when I would play co-wrong with the simulator, if there was ever 2 people with an idol and one of them would go home, they just combine the idols. Like it just happens. There's
they're in an alliance that they would, but like in this scenario where Adam votes for Brad, because like
maybe Adam wanted to do it because it would be like, hey, look at how cool this move would be.
It's a useless move. A cool move is cool and all. But nothing behind it. It's just wasting advantages.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta ball out on episode 9 with 5 episodes left.
This was a horrible decision on his part.
We said sometimes Adam is willing to make the crazy moves that don't really make sense, but they're great TV.
I just no.
Hey,
I'm
they're both
sorry.
here, aren't they? They're both here.
They could have been there regardless. All right, so we're at the halfway mark. Um, how are things looking? I feel like
Yeah. I think Adam and Brad were playing a great game until that last move.
Brad's playing a great game. I feel Adam was just being kind of dumb for a sec.
Yeah, I think Brad assumed that they were gonna have to do that, but he didn't realize that Adam was the one that was like deciding it.
Yeah, that was. I still think overall he's playing a good game, Adam,
Mhm.
but that was definitely that wasn't necessarily a hiccup. It's much bigger than a hiccup.
Yeah, that was a blunder.
That was a blunder indeed.
Yeah.
Also,
Jane's still here. I gotta say, we gotta applaud Jane for still being here.
yeah, Lauren did very well with everything so far.
Mhm.
Chrissy still has an idol, so that says a lot, especially with craziness going on.
Yeah.
Earl, he's not the most flashy player right now, but like he's been getting votes and he's been keeping around, and yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, Cochran hasn't really been the
he
highlight
hasn't
of
been
anything.
he hasn't been as vocal. Terry, not so much this time around, but he has made one a big move using an idol in the pre-merge.
Pre-merge, he's won an immunity. So yeah, there's some merit for him.
Yeah,
Much there. Reward challenge. Brad, Christy, Lauren, and Adam win reward. They win Chinese takeout delivered to camp.
nice.
And Terry wins immunity again.
We're just like, yeah, Terry, he's doing okay. But it was like, oh, I'll do better than okay. Here's
Yeah,
another immunity.
he's just putting in their faces now.
Yeah.
The behavior of Becky is rubbing the tribe the wrong way.
Becky, why?
You guys just got the numbers, like literally just. You guys just got the numbers. Don't throw it
Kinda
away.
though. Kinda. Because of the whole Adam thing. Like,
You're not gonna let him live
got
that
the
one
number.
down, are you?
He was just like,
If Adam wins this game after that move, it's gonna be crazy.
it will be crazy. But I feel like that was definitely a huge error on his part.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
All right.
so who's going home here?
I don't know. I'm giving it the Clint Eastwood look, and I'm just not really sure.
I mean, with how Adam's playing, he might just vote out Becky. He might just put out his closest ally just because.
Why not vote up Rat? I could see the top row, to be honest, all four of them have like a reason.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, because these bottom five, I mean, Terry is doing good, but he's won immunity. These other four kind of aren't in the spotlights as much. Like it seems like
Yeah,
they're all kind of doing like they're showcasing themselves way more. So it feels like it's got
exactly.
to be one of these four.
Well, it's nice to see.
Yeah. Chrissy does not play the idol. First vote goes to Brad. Second vote goes to Brad. Third vote goes to Becky. Fourth vote goes to Brad. Fifth vote goes to Brad.
I don't.
Sixth vote goes to Becky. Seventh vote goes to Becky. Eighth vote and player leaving is Brad.
Dang.
Adam successfully votes him out this time.
Yeah. Why? That was
his idols.
That was all wasted.
It would have been better if he just voted Brad and then didn't give him the idol.
Exactly. Baka.
I mean, at least I guess this Brad vote now gets extended one more vote, I guess. But
Baka. That means idiot in Japanese, which I'm learning on Duolingo, non-sponsored. Fuck.
So Brad, Chrissy, Terry are on the outs.
The fool.
Okay, final eights.
We're getting there. We have 3 strategic beasts. We have it is 2 challenge beasts and 3 social.
We started with 5 challenge beasts in the merge. It's only been challenge beasts going home.
As predicted, or as kind of like the norm during this ballpark area.
Yeah. And
So
I think some of the big challenge beasts have gone home too, like Mike and Brad going home back to back.
Yeah. So Terry and Chrissy, who hold, records, you better watch out.
Yeah.
Better not cry.
Yeah, this could be dangerous for them.
The only thing is Chrissy has an idol, which can extend their lead a little bit, give them one more. However, that's only one more tribal because I don't think there's a merge idol.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is a little risky. Adam, even though that blunder, he still has technically the numbers.
He does. I can't get past that move. Like, that made no sense, especially since he got rid of him the very next episode.
Yep.
It's just like
he wanted the entertainment value of Brad Culpepper a little longer.
But it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's not great. Okay. Reward challenge. Terry wins reward for the food category. He wins a bacon cheeseburger with French fries, beer, and chocolate chip cookies.
Nice.
Adam wins reward for the love category. He wins a letter from home.
Oh.
And Earl wins a secret extra votes.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, let's see if he can use that. Brantsteele, it's hard for Brantsteele to get the extra votes played correctly. Either they're just kind of an extra thing that doesn't really make a difference, or they're going to go home anyways.
We'll just have to see. Does Terry win again?
No, Chrissy wins immunity.
So Terry played his idol on Chrissy.
Yeah.
Could it be possible that Chrissy returns the favor?
Yeah. He should. He better be making this case. Earl and Lauren dissolve their alliance.
Ooh. What could this mean?
Interesting. Okay. Who goes home here?
I feel like the natural choice is Terry, but that one little thing at camp.
Yeah.
It could be a shift. It could be.
It could be Earl or Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it could still be Terry, but Chrissy plays the idol for him, and then it's just someone else.
Idol out Adam. I feel like Adam doomed himself. I don't feel like he's going to win this time because of that one decision. It's going to cost him.
Yeah.
Because if only he had an idol right now.
Yeah, true.
Earl has an extra vote too, and gets into a dissolving of an alliance. So, and it's an even number. So this extra vote could come in handy.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure. I actually could see a lot of people going home here. I could kind of see depending on idols or
extra vote,
alliances dissolve. Terry just being a immunity beast, and maybe Chrissy doesn't want to play it on him.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. Castaways all votes. Earl does not use the extra votes.
I guess
Chrissy does not play the social. First vote goes to Becky. Second vote goes to Becky. Third vote goes to Terry. Fourth vote goes to Terry. Fifth vote goes to Becky. Sixth vote goes to Becky. Some vote and player leaving is Becky.
So I know Becky voted for Terry, but who was it?
It was
Ooh,
Adam.
Adam's about to get dethroned.
Yeah. If only he had an idol to protect his closest ally.
Well, I mean, I feel like this was a little bit out of the blue. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't think that Adam would have thought anything was amiss.
Yeah. This was definitely a blindside.
Yeah. So, like, next tribal council, he
better win immunity. He better beat Terry right now in immunity. Yeah. Yeah. You know, he still got Cochran. Still got Cochran. Reward challenge. Cochran and Adam win a reward.
The two redheads, geeky redheads, just, you know.
And they share it with Chrissy, who has the idol.
All right. We'll see where that what that does. Terry wins.
Immunity. Wow.
It's really loving him this time around.
Yeah, it's good. You know, he usually hasn't gotten love from our Brantsteeles.
Yeah. Oh, what's Earl doing?
Earl and Jane have a minor fight.
Earl's been kind of like throwing away relationships as of late.
Yeah, he hasn't been keeping them up. He's he was doing good early, but now he's kind of faltering a little.
Early.
Yeah. Okay.
Ryan and his puns.
I think it's either Earl or Adam here.
I feel like it is Adam. Mm-hmm. It just has to be.
It seems like this would be where the fall of Adam kind of like his story arc kind of ends here. Yeah, like I kind of see it being, you know, he just lost his closest ally. He basically has been stripped of all urgency and power in the game. You know, this is kind of where it's like, well, you just stick around, you're just going to be watching the game play.
Yeah.
Earl does not use the extra votes. Chrissy plays the social tribe idol.
Let's see.
First vote goes to Adam.
Wasted
idol.
I love how the first time the idols were in play, they were all played correctly. Now that it's all in the merge, everyone has used it incorrectly. Well,
there was the one that was used correctly, but not really. Like
exactly. But anyway, let's watch Adam get voted off.
I like you're just like, he's going home.
He has to. It's like, come on.
Second vote goes to Adam. Third vote goes to Adam. Fourth vote goes to Earl. Fifth vote goes to Earl.
I said Adam has to go. There we go.
Sixth vote and player leaving is Adam.
I saw the second vote and I'm like, hang on.
Listen, I know Adam played badly, but I'm probably bringing him back for All Stars.
Yeah, I feel like he is worthy of a spot, most definitely. Just one bad move that was kind of like, as you said, it's kind of like the Regina George / Anne Bonny and yes, Danny Boatwright thing, where it's just like the system.
It was an unneeded, flashy move that just it was flash with no substance. Like there's nothing really there. It was just like, look what I can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Adam going home. Cochran is the only one who voted with him.
Oh.
So not looking good for Cochran at final 6.
Yep. This is our final 6. The last one before. Actually, wait.
There's another one because there's the Joe Del Campo medevac.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Still here. Okay. Reward challenge.
I was about to say. We only have one strategic, 3 socials, and 2 challenge beasts.
Yeah. So 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
So Chrissy, Jane, and Earl win rewards. An animal sanctuary with a tour of the premises.
Nice. And does
And
Terry?
Terry wins immunity.
This is number 4.
Yeah. He could get the record, right?
Well, the record on our channel is 6.
6.
So
he could tie it if he wins the rest.
Definitely.
Okay. No idol is hidden. Okay. I think it might be Cochrane.
Yeah, just get rid of the strategic threat.
Yeah, just get them done with. It'll be good for Earl too because he has the extra vote at final 5.
I mean, if he plays it now, I feel like he could. I don't know if he's in danger though. Granted, he has 2 alliance member. Well, he had an alliance member that he, dissolved, and then like he got into a thing with Jane.
Yeah.
It's a thing. There could be a target, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's this end game is really important for his game.
Yeah.
For him to like really stand out because, well, I'd say the biggest standouts here is him, Chrissy, Terry. Those are the big 3 in my opinion. Cochrane, unfortunately, has been kind of like, floating.
Yeah.
Jane had a really great underdog story in the beginning, but she's been silent.
Yeah.
And I feel Lauren is kind of like, just like, she's doing good, but she's not like quite a contender just yet.
I don't think she's controlled too much. I think she's aligned herself with some people who've had power, but she hasn't seized it herself. But I still applaud Jane for making it this far. I mean, she was supposed to be at Fodown episode 2.
I mean, I'm not going to be upset if she wins, though. She is not my front runner at this time.
Yeah, I think Terry right now.
Terry
immunity wins.
Terry, Chrissy, or Earl. One of them.
Okay. Earl plays the extra vote and will vote twice.
All right. So who is going home?
First vote goes to Earl. Second vote goes to Christy. Third vote goes to Christy. Fourth vote goes to Earl. Fifth vote goes to Earl.
Was it a unanimous?
No. Sixth vote goes to Christy. 1 vote left.
Extra vote could have.
Oh. And Earl. Oh, so his extra vote just missed out.
It didn't save him.
Damn.
So that means 1 person voted with him.
Yeah.
Jane, of all people.
Jane's sticking true.
All right, final 5, the last episode before finale.
Before the finale. So yeah, this is final 5. We got some pretty good contenders here.
I agree.
Cochrane wins rewards, and he shares the reward with Terry and Lauren. Maybe trying to get Terry in because he's like, well, he's winning all these immunities, Maybe let me try to, make him like me so that I don't get voted out next.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, it's weakening. If you want to weaken Terry by not giving him protein and carbs,
maybe Cochrane thinks he can beat him at the end. Maybe in his mind he can beat him.
I mean, he has to have a Chris Underwood kind of end game if he really wants to.
Yeah, and there's no idols, right? So you can't even play an idol to make a flashy move.
Yeah.
Oh no. See who wins immunity. Terry wins immunity.
He's at 5. And
One
he is
more.
Guaranteed.
One more. Can he do it?
Guaranteed for the final 4.
He's in the finale. Yeah. Chrissy and Terry have a major fight.
He's going to get rid of Chrissy, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Chrissy's going home here. Final 5.
Chrissy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. First vote goes to Chrissy. Second vote goes to Jane. Third vote goes to Chrissy. Fourth vote goes to Jane. And Jane is voted out, finally, at final 5.
She put up a hell of a fight, though.
Yeah. So Jane and Lauren voted for Christy.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So Lauren is on the outs. What? So that fight apparently did not hold too much merit.
Yeah. It looked like the social tribe stuck together, and Terry decided not to flip on Christy.
Yeah. So I gotta say, this final 4, I like everyone there. I just wish Cochran played a little bit better. But if we have Cochran win this, that would be, it would kind of like be Rafe. I'd be glad that he won. However, I didn't think this would be the way for it to happen.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean, there is something. Cochran hasn't gotten a single vote yet against
Fair
him.
enough.
So, like, even though he's in the strategic, he's kind of been more of a social player this game. He hasn't been making moves, but he has gotten people to not want him to go home.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, is that good, or is that making yourself line up to be a goat?
We just have to see.
Cochran wins rewards. He wins a meal consisting of steak, vegetables, a protein bar, and refreshing drinks. He's not winning these immunities, but he's winning rewards. All he cares about is making sure he's full.
I mean, immunity, food.
Yeah. Cochran has the option to share the reward with one other castaway, but he does not share the reward.
Say what? You did what now? You did what, Cochran? I don't care if you're just the tribe of one right now. You share the fucking food.
Jeff was like, okay, you can choose one other castaway to share it with. And he was like, no, I want it all to myself.
No, that is not what you're supposed to do. Because you pissed off literally everyone else there. And granted, they don't know it, but a jury member gets voted off. And though one would do that for, obviously strategic ways, getting rid of the person that didn't give me food when he could have given me food.
That's crazy. That is, I didn't know that this was even possible.
Nope. Surprise.
Okay.
Does Terry win?
Terry wins immunity.
He's at 6.
He ties with Johnny Fairplay.
Yep.
Wow.
Man, we've had some really dominating wins this time around.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not calling it yet because, I mean, he's in the final 3.
Yeah.
I feel Terry...
He's getting votes. There's no way that he wins 6 immunities and gets 0 votes.
Exactly. Wow, it's 6, man.
Yeah. Okay, so we know Chrissy's getting a vote, but is that the real votes? Or is it going to be Cochran? Because it should be Cochran right now.
I feel it should be Cochran.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. Brantsteele sometimes just does what it wants.
Yep.
First vote goes to Chrissy. Second vote goes to Lauren.
Or no.
Third vote goes to Lauren. Fourth vote goes to Christy. We are tied between Christy and Lauren.
All right. So, I don't know.
Is there going to be a flip, or do you think we're doing fire?
I mean, at this point, it would just be fire. So, stick to your guns.
Yeah.
Like both Cochran and Terry, they lose. I feel like they have more to lose if they flip.
If you flip,
because you're guaranteeing yourself one person not voting for you.
Agreed. Yeah. Okay, so first vote goes to Christy. Second vote goes to Lauren. Okay, we're at fire. Who is winning fire?
I want to say
It feels like Chrissy because she's a challenge beast, but Lauren also won immunity in this, so she's held her own.
I say I want to see the final three embody each one: social, strategic, and challenge beast. So I'm going to say Lauren to win.
That would be nice, actually. I didn't even realize that was the option. Okay. Chrissy, the tribe has spoken. So yeah, we got you could, I guess, say the best of the tribes in a sense.
Yeah.
They made this the end. So Cochran and Lauren voted together. Chrissy and Terry voted together.
Okay.
Okay, here we have final three, but we got one more reward challenge.
Yep.
You guys don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess Cochran and Lauren are in an alliance.
I guess
Reward
so.
challenge. Cochran wins rewards. He wins the ability to remove one person. Now, Go Wrong had the famous Michelle winning, even though everyone thought Aubrey should have won.
Yeah.
Could Cochran win, even though everyone
I don't think
thinks Terry should win.
No. I don't think
he can remove one person though.
Still.
He can negate a guaranteed Terry vote.
Still.
Okay. Cochran can vote out one of these juries. Who do you think it's going to be? Who
Let's
do you
see
think?
them all. All right. So
I think it's got to be someone who's a challenge beast. I think Terry's the biggest threat.
Honestly,
all the challenge beasts are going to probably vote for Terry.
It probably would be Chrissy.
You think Chrissy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. They were together pretty much from the start.
Playing idols for each other, things like that.
Yeah, when you actually think about just strategically too, Terry's played really good. He literally made sure Chrissy made it to the end and got her all the way to the end.
So, you know. As we keep talking it out, it just seems like it's going to be Chrissy.
Yeah. Cochran votes and gets rid of Sydney.
All right, frickin' Ryan Johnson, just subverting expectations.
Yeah, this is one of those classic Survivor. It's fair. She was the first jury member. Just get her out.
Still though, I'm a little.
Let's see who voted for who. Cochran votes for Sydney. There it is.
Wait, hold up. I don't get that. No, I'm playing.
This makes no sense. Okay, so here we are, final three.
I want Terry to win.
It seems like Terry should win this.
I might be a little upset if he doesn't. Is there a tie?
3-3-1 tie for the winner between Cochran and Terry.
Don't do Terry dirty like this. Don't do Terry dirty. I'm not wearing pants right now. I don't want to have to get up and throw myself around. Like, come on. Don't let Terry lose right now.
A revote occurs. Cochran wins due to
No! 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 No!
Terry has been robbed.
No!
Now let's look at the votes. It might be surprisingly how close, like just how Cochran had votes. It could there's the potential. Let's look it over. So Mike and Brad votes for Terry. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense there. Becky votes for Cochran. I think that makes sense too. I think strategics, they play a lot of the games together. Now Adam votes for Terry. That's a little surprising. I actually kind of thought, maybe Cochran there. Earl votes for Cochran. That's a little surprising. That's surprising too. Jane voting for Cochran. Okay. And Chrissy votes for Lauren. Chrissy cost Terry the game.
Chrissy, you traitor.
She threw the game away. Oh. So this is why Terry loses. It's because of Chrissy, not because of Cochran playing a great game. Because Chrissy Doesn't
And
vote
then
for her
Lauren
closest
is
ally.
Chrissy.
Chrissy was going to go home, episode 3. Terry saves her, makes sure that she gets all the way to Final 4, helps her, votes with her, so that she gets a chance for fire if she loses fire, and votes for the person who beat her in fire.
You are so ungrateful, Chrissy. Like legit.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That is like
I'm in kind of
that's
disbelief right now.
that's like no. That's like Chrissy, why?
Yeah. Let's
Does Terry at least win this?
Brad Culpepper wins the fan favorite. I will say he was pretty entertaining when he was on there.
Yeah. But dang.
Okay. Wow. You cursed it by saying that we have a string of great winners, and then Terry just coming up short.
Dang. I'm just like,
I don't even know how to process this, to be honest.
I mean, he just did so well. Like, like I mean, this is not the worst freak out I've ever had on this channel, but it's still like, he was built up so much, and then he was winning, and then like we're like, yeah, it's very much possible that he can win this. Cochran, while his end game was good, it wasn't like spectacular.
No.
Warren played a decent.
It was entertaining. I think his end game was a little entertaining, like him giving up reward or like choosing not to bring someone on for the rewards, and then removing Sydney. Like, I mean, like there was some interesting stuff there, but like
it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of the Michelle ending, just like Go Wrong.
Yeah, this is something where the narrative not being there definitely raises questions.
Yeah. But look at this. The first 3 tribals were idol plays.
Dang.
And then the Purple Rock. Gosh. Okay. That's that. Let's look at our statistics. Cochran was the most strategic.
Okay, so maybe that's I do find it, it's poetic that the top three most strategic are from the strategic tribe.
We're the last remaining 3 strategic players.
Yeah.
In order, actually, of how they went out.
But Terry, guess me personally, I like the challenge beast as well. Like, I love strategic gameplay, but like, there is such a huge merit to like winning a bunch of immunity challenges.
Yeah.
That
once you go above, I'd say 3 immunity challenges, like, and then you make it to the end, like, you should be,
Well, I mean, obviously, these people who have made that feat before have won or have gotten votes at least.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, on our on this winter try, or not winter try. I mean, what was it? It was only really Mike that was the only winner from that tribe. Yeah. Other people came close, but like yeah. Why?
What a crazy game. I mean, Cochran received 0 votes. He's considered the most strategic on the season.
Fair enough. It's just what we talked about earlier. It wasn't the most flashy game.
It wasn't. It didn't capture our attention.
No.
So.
Dang.
So yeah, that does it. Cochran is our next winner.
I still think it's a very, very good season, regardless.
Yeah.
Great to watch. Some good blind sides, some Survivor first.
It's exciting.
News.
I think Adam was great. Even though he made that really dumb move, I still think he was just entertaining.
Yeah. Terry, man.
Terry was tearing through it.
Yes, I appreciate the pun.
Yeah.
Pun makes it a little better.
It softens the blow. I mean, I already know who you're bringing back for All
I've
Stars.
only said it like 80 billion times.
Yeah, so so yeah, we got one more of these before we got our next All Stars, All Star 6.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for next week, and we'll bring you some more great Survivor Brantsteele comments. Also, if you guys want to comment below, let us know if you guys have any theme ideas that you guys might want us to bring up in the future.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we're always thinking of new ideas. So let us know.
Precisely. We'll give you a shout on all that.
Exactly. So have a good one then.
Peace out, everyone. Bye.